What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dudes Who Bet Sports Show the Dudes Who Bet Daily Show for a Sunday. Boy, we've had some good conversations off the air before we've gotten on the air this week. Maybe we'll have that at the end of this show. We got to start it off. There's a lot going on, but we do need to kind of start off with this news. Broke at 11:15 p.m. last night of all times. Arabian Night off the Kentucky Derby Trail. Had a recent workout that supposedly Tim Yakeen did not like and is now off the trail. Dennis kind of making the point that he kind of likes Arabian Night off the trail because it does make whoever finishes second, maybe at this point, completely wide open. Papa Dude, what are your thoughts on Arabian Night now not pointing for the Kentucky Derby?
Well, I don't know. When I saw that this morning, now you got to remember that was 9:15 out there, right?
It almost feels to me like the owner and Bob went out to dinner and maybe had some drinks, and then the owner tweeted that out. That's what it feels.
It's kind of strange. What do I think of it? Is anyone even surprised? I mean, whatever happens out of that barn, it's not a surprise anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, yeah. I guess the horse just isn't ready, I guess, or something, or you tell me what you're thinking. What's the horse racing world thinking?
I can't speak for the horse racing world. I wouldn't want to try to do that, but I'll give you my opinion on Arabian Night specifically. When you got a horse that good, you don't space the races out as much as they spaced them out. I think he has physical issues.
Yeah.
He absolutely romped in that Keeneland maiden special weight. Then we didn't see him for what felt like forever. And then he finally came back, in the Southwest, and he romped again. And it's like, all right, Rebel, San Felipe, that's where we'll go next. And immediately after the race, they said, no, Santa Anita Derby, Arkansas Derby.
Yeah.
You got a horse that good, you don't space those races out like that. I think he has a little bit of physical issue. It really doesn't surprise me. The interesting wording of it was, I don't watch workouts, but a lot of people watched that work that he had that they're saying that Yak Team didn't like. Yeah. They were really high on it. They thought it was an incredible work. And now he's off the trail too.
Wow.
So pretty crazy.
So the workout was good.
I didn't watch it. I don't care to watch it. People were texting me saying he worked really well. That's all I can really comment on it. I'm not going to sit here and watch a workout and tell you it's good or bad. I don't know.
I just wonder, though, if it's an injury, why be secretive? Just tell us he's got a little issue, right?
I've never really understood that.
I've never
really understood keeping injuries secret in horse racing. Like, the other horses aren't going to know he's got a weakness and try to go after it like hockey or basketball or football.
Yeah, I love hockey when they say he's got upper body injury or a lower body injury. They never tell you what it is,
I don't know.
I think their trainer dash, however many trainers he's got, has a upper head injury, maybe. I don't understand. If the horse has a little bit of an injury, why don't you just say, because it's not unusual that a horse has an injury. I mean, it's not unless they're afraid because it's Baffert and his reputation of horses, something happening to him. That's probably what it is, don't you think?
I think most of these trainers are paranoid for sure.
Could be.
I know mine's paranoid, and we just got little claimers, and he's paranoid with them. So it's just, that's what it is. Look, it's not that big a deal. Another thing that always struck me kind of odd, after he won the Southwest, everybody's going crazy. It was a great race from him. First time going long. I mean, he was really good. And Bob Baffert immediately after the race says, we're going to have a lot of fun with him this summer. And I'm sitting there like, okay, we're in January. The Kentucky Derby's in May. That's not summer.
Nope.
And you're saying, hey, this summer, look out. It was just odd. It was a weird quote.
Well, and the fact he didn't run in the Rebel or the one in Santa Anita. Baffert doesn't usually do that.
Well, yeah. Exactly. It reminded me a lot of Messier. Last year he ran in that early one and then skipped all of them and waited for the later one, and he sucked. And so I was kind of turned off by it. But it's huge news in the horse racing world.
It is.
It happened at a very odd time. But
I think if I was a trainer, my number one fear would be horses getting hurt.
Yeah.
Because you do get criticized for that, whether it's fair or not. I mean, a horse can get hurt out in the pasture, running through a field. I mean, horses get hurt. That's just the way it is. And I do think they're very, very aware of that. I know I would be, because I love animals, and it doesn't matter if one of them gets hurt, and I know it's not my fault. It would still bother me. Yeah,
no, absolutely. I agree. It's even in the ownership game, and I'm sitting here talking with a guy that has 10% of 2 horses. It's not like I've got a huge stake in this thing, but that is always the number one thing you're scared of is, gosh, what if they get hurt? And that's just an awful thought. Jose chiming in says, thoroughbred racing dudes are very well known in Venezuela. Yes, we love it. That's awesome. Good to hear. Hopefully we are entertaining to you guys over there. Dennis, he kind of, saying about, hey, that quote could have been because he knew he wasn't going to have him, and maybe put any blame on Yakteen if something goes wrong. That could be too, and you do have to kind of read between the lines with these quotes, and that comes back to what we were talking about. Trainers usually aren't very honest.
No.
So you kind of have to guess what they mean by that.
Especially this particular training duo we're talking about.
Some more than others, absolutely.
Yeah, some more than others, exactly.
Yeah. I know you were super busy with our alma mater, the Missouri Southern women's team in the regionals yesterday, and they won. During that game, they did run the Tampa Bay Derby. Did you watch the Tampa Bay Derby at all yesterday?
I did, and I read all your comments and stuff, and I'm in total agreement that there wasn't much in the Derby. The horse did win, but the buyer came back awfully average, I guess you would say. Yeah. So we'll have to see. The bottom line is the horse won the race, so we'll see. If he gets better.
Yeah, after sleeping on it for a while, I thought, you know what? He won. It was his first stakes race. It wasn't perfect, but those usually aren't perfect for horses. Yeah. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's terrible. I don't think we really know much until he runs in the Bluegrass next. And then we'll be able to make a better call on him. I wouldn't go out there and run to the windows to bet him to win the Kentucky Derby right now.
He's not going to be Forte at this juncture, I don't think. But the thing is, he did win. Yep. And that's the bottom line. I do think we ought to mention, because we're Oakland people, Secret Oath I thought that was one of the best races I've seen him run, or her run. Man. We on our show, I think Thursday, whenever we did it, we were really interested to see how she would come back after a layoff, and she really needed a layoff, and we were kind of skeptical that maybe she had run her best races and she wouldn't develop. But from all indications yesterday, putting away a horse like Clairiere and the number 5 horse, Interstate Daydream, or whatever the name of that horse, something like that, those are good horses. And even Lovely Ride, who got out in front like always does, she just blew him away. And what did she do? She did it on the home stretch, which we haven't seen her do. Right?
It was interesting. Yeah, it kind of came up, ranged up kind of on the turn, but didn't make that huge move, and then kicked it into gear. So it was definitely really, really interesting. I thought it was I thought it was a really good performance. Like you said, I don't know if maybe the best performance she's had, but close. No, I think she's right back in form to where she thought this horse would be. So
I thought Lucas was hilarious after the race too, and then Nancy Holtis asked him, well, what about, are you going to bring Tyler back to ride? And he goes, I think I was pretty satisfied with that ride. I think he did a pretty good job. Yeah, we'll have him back if we can get him.
Pretty funny, pretty darn funny. Yeah, I was thrilled to see her back. I mean, I think sometimes when people watch our videos, they don't understand the difference between trying to bet the race and like your fandom.
Yeah,
I'm the biggest Secret Oath fan in the world. I had trouble betting her yesterday at a really short price after she had kind of tailed off.
Yes.
She's back, and I was very excited to lose any bet.
Yeah, I can't wait till the Apple Blossom. I wasn't sure I was going to go, but I think that's kind of jumped me up to really being excited to go.
Agreed. Totally agree. Yes, I totally agree. All right, we got to get going here. We got to get into the games. But Dr. Tang, good morning from Vegas. Oh man, he missed the cut by $1.
Oh, my $1.
Yeah, my $1. So I'm sorry, Dr. Tang. It was a great run from you. Somich this year just couldn't get anything going. But Dr. Tang, man, he was in the mix. I kept refreshing that page. It's like, oh, he's right there. He's right there. Lost it by $1, but a very good effort for you for sure. And his best bet today is Denver in the NBA. All right, let's get to ours though. We're going to go Texas A&M, Alabama to kick it off. It starts at noon. It's your best bet as well. The line has slightly changed. It's now 5.5-point favorite towards Alabama. Total at 146. We're doing it first because it starts at noon. Papa Dude, your best bet's A&M. Tell us why.
It was hard to find some bets today, didn't you think? There wasn't very many games, first of all. I didn't like much in the NBA, and hockey's just a crapshoot for me, and I always say that for you. Although there are a couple of games I like. Mm-hmm. This was the best one. I was going to do Houston. Houston is so reliable, but guys, you got to be wary of Houston today. One of their best players, arguably their best player, is hurt, and I don't think he'll play today. And Memphis is pretty dadgum good, and Houston's like a 6-point favorite. I think I'd go a little easy on that one because they've already beat Memphis twice. Without their best player, look out. So I stayed away from it. I'm going to go with this one because I think A&M is very underrated. You and I both have said Alabama is got to have some distractions a little bit, although they're playing well. Mm-hmm. I just think A&M can hold them down, and I like the 5.5. I think this is going to be close. They beat them last Saturday, I think.
Yep.
Last regular season game. I know that was at A&M. I like the way the Aggies are played, so I'm going to go with Texas A&M plus 5.5. They may lose this game, but I think they play it closer. So I like the points.
Tony's riding with you, Papa Dude. He's taking the Aggies as well. I think Alabama wins this game, but I do think the Aggies will cover. So I'm kind of with you on this. I think it'll be a battle. I think this is the best game today. I really do. So I think the Aggies will give it a go. I love this team. I really like them for the tournament. So we'll see.
Yeah.
If what happens today and if they can make a run, and we'll know coming up real soon.
Right now too, Aaron. I looked at several bracketologies. They're moving up.
Yeah,
like 4 or 5 seed now since they won a couple of games in the SEC tournament. So they're making believers, and you and I have been believers for a long time on them.
Yep, and Dennis, I know he is a believer of the Aggies as well. So We'll see if they can, play a team that's going to be probably a number 1 seed very competitively today in Alabama. All right, let's move on to another game that starts at noon in the Atlantic 10 Championship here, a conference that you really like. Dayton and VCU going to match up in this one. VCU 2-point favorite, total 124.5. Who you got?
I got the over.
I agree.
That's a low point total there. Shoot, I wish I had worked to that a little closer. That'd been my best bet, I think. That's low. I don't quite get that. So anyway, 2 really good teams, the best 2 teams in the Atlantic 10. I think they both should get in the tournament. They're not going to, from all indications. VCU's a little bit better, I think, a little more dynamic. Dayton is a tournament team. I'm going to go with VCU. This will be a really good one to watch.
I'm going to go VCU as well, but I agree. I think the best bet is the total in this game. I would go over that 124.5. As a matter of fact, it did go up to 125, and I typed this about 45 minutes ago, so that's a recent change. Yeah. So, yes, total 124.5 or 125. I like the over in that as well. All right, let's go to your Houston Cougars. Bad news with an injury yesterday, but still got the job done. They're now 5.5-point favorites, not 6, and the injury is most of the reason why, I would imagine. Total sitting right there at 135.5. Memphis, Houston, who you got?
Well, I can't bet against the Cougars, but I'm very leery in this one. I was going to put them in a parlay. I mentioned one with you, but when I got to researching that injury, I see no way he's going to play today. I don't know why they would play him. They've got a number 1 seed locked up. Why do you want – he's got a groin. It's a groin injury. Those things are tricky. They're very, very tricky. He may be out for the first round of the tournament too. Mm-hmm. He's averaging almost 18 a game. This guy's probably their best player. And if you watch Kelvin Sampson's teams, a guy that's averaging 18 is really good because they don't score. They don't have those superstars like that. They're very balanced scoring wise. I think this is a key loss. I'm going to take them just because I like them. They're my favorite team, but I wouldn't be surprised if Memphis pulls off an upset today.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about this game as well. I was trying to find the Kelvin Sampson quote. He was really upset about this, and I had it and I lost it. So we'll see what happens with this.
He wasn't mad about something that happened. It was just losing the kid, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He was emotional about the kid's injury. Yeah, exactly. So I think they're going to win this game. I would be afraid to lay 5.5.
I would too, because that's just the kind of, okay, Kelvin Sampson, if you don't know him like we do, I already know what's going on. He's rallying those other guys. These are the kind of games when his back's to the wall, you better bet him because he's got the toughest team there is. They're tough.
Yeah. They
lose games when they aren't quite ready. It's kind of a trap type of game for them. They don't lose very often. I think they're 31-2. That's not bad. I don't care who you're playing. So you might look at that point spread. I think it's going to keep going down. I don't see any way it's going to go up because it could be a 1 or 2 point game. I just think they'll figure out a way to win.
I do too. I think they'll find a way, and he's got them rallied. There's no doubt about that. They'll play a big game today. All right, let's go to the Big Ten. To round out college basketball for today, Penn State and Purdue. Purdue a 7.5 point favorite. Total sitting right there at 134.5. Interesting game. I like Purdue a lot in this one. I've not been a big Penn State fan this season. What's your take on this one?
Well, they've made a tremendous run. They came from not being in the tournament to solidly in the tournament.
Yeah.
In the last week and a half, they had to win games. They did. They've been great in this tournament. How many times, though, do you see the bubble burst when you get to the final game? They've got there. They've pretty much cinched an NCAA bid now, and they don't quite have it for that final game. So I'm with you. The spread's a little bit much, 7.5. Sometimes Purdue struggles to score. So that might be something you look at. If you like Penn State, take them today. 7.5's a lot. Purdue's one of those teams. Sometimes they don't score real well, but I think they cover. They're better, and with UCLA getting beat last night, if they win, they've clinched the number 1 seed. I think. And if I was UCLA, I wouldn't really care. There's not much difference between a 1 and a 2, and I'd rather be a 2.
Yeah, I'm with you. At this point, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you're going to have to play the 1 or the 2, no matter what it is. So.
The only difference is you get an 8-9 team in the second round instead of a 7-10.
Yeah, we talked about this 100 times. There's no difference this year.
And I would rather be the 2 than the 1 because the 1 you got that added pressure. You're the top dog. Everybody wants to beat the top dog. So, I don't think it matters either.
Yeah. All right, let's go on now to one NBA game we need to talk about because it's the Knicks and the Lakers. It's a really good game tonight.
It is.
Lakers are at home, 2.5 point favorite, total sitting there at 225. What do you think of this one?
Well, the Knicks are slipping a little.
Yep.
They lost last night. They're struggling a little bit. They've been red hot. The Lakers are coming on. They're playing extremely well. They're in the playoffs right at the moment. We've been waiting for them to do this. They're doing it without LeBron, who's out another couple of weeks, I think. But Anthony Davis has been fantastic. I took the Lakers. They are favored. I think they win it.
I'm with you. I took the Lakers as well tonight. I think they're the better team right now as far as how they're playing right now. So I took the Lakers. I like them here at home. All right, big day / tonight on the ice. Let's get to that. 3 games in the NHL. I put this one on because this is a very awkward line in my opinion. The Golden Knights are at St. Louis tonight, and they're only a -145. Now, we don't exactly promote playing that kind of price on this show very often. I would lay the -145 with Vegas tonight in St. Louis. The Blues have won 2 in a row against 2 of the worst teams in the league.
Yeah.
Vegas, I mean, they're both coming off games last night, but Vegas was great yesterday. I don't understand it. Vegas was in Carolina and won 4-0.
Yeah.
Do they think they're just going to sleepwalk into St. Louis today? This was an odd one to me.
That's got to be what they're thinking. They got to be thinking they're not going to be ready today. And sometimes that does happen.
Yeah.
The Blues play them fairly well, but I'm with you. This should be 225, 240 at least, I would think. I'm really surprised at this line. Now, the Blues won last night without their top goalie, didn't they?
Yeah.
So they have their top goalie, and Vegas, I'm assuming, played their top. I didn't see the game, played their top goalie.
Yes.
That could be part of it. They're playing their second goalie while the Blues are playing their top guy. But still, I don't understand it. The difference between these two teams, it's just that wide. I mean, yeah, I'm with you. There's something fishy, though. And how many times do we see this when there's a line that looks like it's crazy? Vegas has it right. So I looked at Vegas to see if they had anybody out that was significant. They don't. And so what? The Blues have beat the Sharks and the Blue Jackets. I mean, it's impressive for the Blues, but it's not really impressive for anything else. So I'm shocked.
And the big key to that is you look at the games, you look at the shot total and all this stuff. The Blues gave up 41 shots against Columbus last night.
Yeah.
41.
Right.
And
the other thing is, too, Vegas is jockeying for the number one seed in the West. This is a game you would think they would come in and say, hey, let's be focused and get this easy 2 points and get out of here.
It's definitely a weird one for me, but we'll see. We'll see what happens tonight. We'll see if the Blues can get an upset here. I just think it's mispriced. All right, let's go to the Rangers and the Penguins. This one's priced right here. The Penguins are minus 125, total sitting at 6.5. Rangers, played a very good game in a defensive manner last night, or I guess that was maybe yesterday afternoon, beating Buffalo 2-1 in overtime. Penguins coming off a 5-1 win against the Flyers. Who you got in this one?
This is a good one. The Penguins are really playing well. They're starting to come on a little bit. We've kind of been waiting for it. The Rangers have just been kind of so-so since the trades, and I think they're starting to gel a little bit. I took the Rangers in an upset. I just like them in this game. I think they're better than Penguins.
I took the Rangers in a bit of an upset too because of the price. I like the plus money on the Rangers. I'll give them a go today. I think it's a very evenly matched game, and if I think that, give me the team with the higher odds. I'm going to go over the total. The Rangers played a 2-1 game, like I mentioned. That has not been like them lately. They've been an over team the last few games. Penguins, kind of the same thing. I think this one's kind of back and forth. Give me the Rangers. Give me the over here in this one. Very evenly matched teams. One more hockey game before we get on to the race of the day. The Hurricanes and the Devils tonight. We are in New Jersey for this one. It's pretty much a pick on both teams at minus 110 here. Total at 6. What do you got here?
I think I'd look at that total a little bit. I could see a 3-2 game.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I was going to do the total, I think I'd go under. Do you realize the Devils are only 2 points behind the Hurricanes?
They're
and I bet you they are. And if you don't follow hockey like we do because we pick the games every day, you're just kind of a casual hockey fan. I bet you if you said, okay, who's the best teams in the East, you'd never get to the Devils.
Probably
I think they're overlooked. Carolina's coming off a 4-0 loss last night. The thing with Carolina that really worries me going into the playoffs, they're not consistent scoring. They struggle to score. I'm taking the Devils today at home. It's a big game for them. They can move into a tie with Carolina in that division. So I think the Devils get them.
Yeah, I think the Devils are going to be really tough to beat here, but I think Carolina bounces back in this game in a big way.
They usually do.
Give me Carolina. Give me first period under 1.5 goals of this one, too. I feel like that's the game today in the NHL. You kind of touched on maybe going under the 6. I don't mind that either. But give me under 1.5 goals in that first period.
One thing I was going to mention real quick. One thing I was going to mention real quick when we were doing the NBA, there's another team in the NBA that we don't – I couldn't name you one guy plays on their team, and I pick their games every day. Sacramento.
Yeah.
Can you name anybody on their team?
I only because I've read the roster down and their stats, but no, I if they walked in the front door, I wouldn't know who it was. Let's put it
No.
that way.
They're tied for the second best record in the West.
I know.
They went into Phoenix last night and beat them. I know Durant's not playing, but still.
That's a good win.
So the Devils and the Kings are two teams that are great that nobody knows anything about.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I've watched them a lot, but I've never heard of a lot of those guys until the season. So
no, they're 40-26. That's pretty good.
That's just it. They are really, really good.
Yeah,
for sure. All right, let's go to the race of the day. We're going to Gulfstream Park. We're going to go race 8 on the card here at Gulfstream. Full field of 12. The also eligibles have scratched. We're going a mile and 16th on the turf here. This was for the 3-year-old fillies. So we'll see if some horse can win an allowance here and then move up maybe into stakes company in the next time out. I'll go first since you like to go last on these. I put the favorite on top, number 6, Well Into. I thought this horse last time out really showed what she could do. A gate-to-wire win, won by 2.5 lengths, really kind of kicked clear of them once she got into the lane. I like her to wheel right back here and win again. I think she's going to get out to the front again. And I think if she gets that kind of trip, she's going to be really tough. She earned a 100 time form last time out. Only her and the 3 have earned that kind of number. And the 3 earned it at Belmont at the Big A. And then at Gulfstream has kind of slowed down a bit. Give me the number 6, Well Into. I think she gets the job done today. I do like the 3 in second. All right, Papa Dude, who you got?
Well, I'll just flip-flop them and go the 3.
All right.
I don't know that if they run their race, I don't know if anybody else here can get them. The 7's a little bit interesting. And the 4 is running a bunch of good races, but has run a bunch of times, but the races haven't been much. So,
right.
Yeah, I'm going to stay away from that one. The other horse I kind of looked at was the 10. I don't know if you looked at it or not. But the reason I'm going to go the 3, you know why? It has ran in a stakes race. And it finished 4th and only lost by 2. So it's got a little bit more experience than the 6. So I'm going to go 3. You're going 6. So the 6 will be second for me and first for you. So we'll just flip-flop them.
Yeah, and I kind of knew you would go that way. And anybody that watched the show kind of knew that too, because you like that experience edge. And I usually like that up-and-comer. And I bet if you went on and you did 50 races and you looked at it, it's probably about even.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you look at it like that. So probably about half and half when they win and when they don't. The other horse, and this may probably another one you don't like as much, but I thought was interesting, is the 7, Be My Sunshine. Horse won by 2 lengths on debut for Saffie Joseph. He is on fire right now.
I do like it.
Keep an eye on him. And also the 8 tries the turf for the first time, but Irad just jumps onto the 8 instead of the 7, probably just because it's a Pletcher horse. But still, I thought that was interesting enough to kind of keep in mind there.
I do like the 7 a lot because the 7 to me is pretty much similar to the 3 and the 6.
Yeah, I agree.
And the 10 is only one, it's kind of 2. Broke its maiden on the 8th of January. I'm surprised it hasn't run again, but anyway.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the best bets and get you out of here. Papa Dude, go ahead and one more time. We've said it, but go ahead and say, tell us.
Okay, I think this will be a great game today. A&M, I think, is going to keep this one close, may even win. I like the way they play. So I've got A&M plus 5.5 over Alabama.
All right, so this is my least favorite part of the show because we run down all these games and we get the majority of them. And then I get to this and I always overthink it and I miss it a lot. And I get so mad that I can run down these other ones and I always miss this one.
We always do.
Not always, I guess, but
pretty much
more than I should. So in the essence of overthinking things, give me the St. Louis Battlehawks today in the XFL. The Battlehawks. That's right. Now, hear me out. Hear me out on this.
Okay.
The Battlehawks are 2-1 to start the season.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
They've been all 3 games have been on the road and they're 2-1.
Oh boy.
They come home for the first time. 38,000 tickets have been sold to this game. It is a sellout because they don't open up the whole dome. 38,000 tickets were available. 38,000 tickets have been sold. They are pumped for this game in St. Louis tonight. Or I guess this afternoon. They are ready. They're 2-1. They played 3 games on the road. They get home. I love the Battlehawks -4 here. Big time win for the Battlehawks today. They're playing Arlington. They're pretty sketchy. Pretty damn sketchy.
You got a good coach, though.
Yeah, good coach, but they're not very good. I have been watching the
they won 2?
They're 2-1 as well, but they have played nobody.
Okay.
They went on the road. I think it was Orlando. Is it Orlando that's 0-4?
I saw they won 10-9 the other day.
They went on the road and won 10-9. Okay. Let me get this. Let me read this off.
I saw Stoops' quote. It was hilarious.
So they have played one road. I'm sorry. They won at home 10-9. They played one road game. They got smoked 23-14. And it's, but Orlando is 0-4. They're terrible. And they only beat them 10-9. They also played Vegas, and they beat them by 2. Vegas is 0-3.
Okay.
This Renegades team sucks. The Battlehawks and our 38,000 Battlehawk fans will be ready for this game tonight in St. Louis. Give me the Battlehawks -4.
Okay. I think they get it done too. 38,000. Here's the irony of all this. The Rams were in St. Louis and left St. Louis because they couldn't draw 38,000 people.
You're right. The last few seasons.
We're an XFL city in St. Louis.
That's right. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
When the Rams left to go to LA, they were just awful and they were so boring to watch. That's unreal. When you picked him, I thought I was getting ready to say they'll be playing this in front of 5,000 people, and you said 38,000. Wow.
Name one player on the Battlehawks. AJ McCarron. He's the quarterback.
Oh, that's incredible stuff.
Mike's ready. Go St. Louis. Hey, listen, it might hurt that Blues crowd. So
yeah, that's going to hold that one down.
Yeah, more reason to like Vegas tonight. And a good point here. Final comment. Dennis says Rams still can't draw 30,000 in LA.
Well, they can because there'll be 30,000 from the other team.
Right. They can't draw 30,000 of their own fans.
Right.
All right. Well, we've had enough fun this week on the show. We'll go through it one more time. Battlehawks for me -4. Papa Dude's going A&M plus the 5.5. All right, that's it. That's the best bet.
One other thing, Aaron, while we're on, what are we going to do about our bracket show? I know people are really looking forward to that because I can't do it because of our team tomorrow night. 7, I can do it before.
I think we're going to have to do it tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
We can't do it tonight. That's not enough time to go through it. I think we'll do the college basketball brackets show tomorrow afternoon at some point. I don't know when. And
we also will have a bracket on the Racing Dude site like we did last year.
Yes.
Well, you go to ESPN, but anyway.
Yeah.
Because that was fun.
Yep. We will I'll tweet that out. We'll announce it on the show tomorrow as well, where you can go in and sign up. I'll create that tomorrow morning. And then, everybody can go in and play on ESPN on the bracket pool for the Racing Dudes. And you get a prize pack if you win like last year. So that should be fun. We will definitely do that. All right, guys, everybody enjoy today. It's a very good day for horses and sports. I think we've got it all covered. We'll see you right back here tomorrow for our bracket show.